Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Slinky hasn't done his superhighway trick in quite some time. He's been really sort of moody, and right now that tongue flick is not necessarily a really trusty one, but we'll give it a go just to give him some enrichment. Now behave yourself. What? Do you want something to snack on? Relax. Relax. Reason to get all excited, huh? That's a very much a warning tongue flick. But we'll see if he is interested in a chick. Oh, okay. You want that? Huh? I'm sorry. There you go. Wasn't my intention to feed him directly, but since he's interested in feeding, why not offer the Slinky something to eat? Huh? Come on. At least let the people watch you eat. Huh? There we go. Birds, because of their long necks, require a little bit more maneuvering to get to eat. I thought these chicks specifically for the Colette snake. She really likes birds. Not so much rodents. She's a very picky eater. But since Slinky's interested and there's a couple of extras, why not give it a shot? Huh? Tabletop is clean from yesterday. Dan and I used the big bin and stuff for handling the booze. That, you know, I don't really care for chicks that stick to the roof of my mouth either. You got that? Huh? Oh yeah. Okay, you're good. You're good. So I've had Slinky a very long time. He's an elder permanent member of the lair. We have permanent members and we have transient members of the lair. Slinky's, I think I've had Slinky since like 2005. He is a somewhat trusted lair member. He gets to come out periodically, although he hasn't been out in quite some time for enrichment like this. He sometimes gets really cranky when you try to put him back, and that of course is dangerous because he's a mamba, and he has some very, very lethal venom in those glands, and I don't want to take a shot from him and end up in the ER. Do you want another? Huh? Okay, yeah, it's dead. Here, just take it. Go on. There you go. Well, that one went down a lot easier, huh? Chicks are a favorite here at the lair. Lots of snakes like them. I like feeding them this because it varies their diet. You know, in nature, these animals will eat a variety of different food items, rodents, other snakes, lizards, birds. Jamesons being sort of semi-arboreal, they do spend a lot of time in the trees, in low bushes, as well as on the ground. Now I don't want to use up my supply of chicks here, although they're relatively easy to thaw. I do have other snakes that I would like to offer them to. But since this is an unusual appearance of Slinky on the table, we'll go ahead and go with it as long as his mood is okay. I've always wanted to, well, don't poke yourself in the face with the tweezers. I've always wanted to breed these guys, but never had the right pair available. We've got, you know, Slinky, who is a well adapted male. Come on. I had a female that was in with Slinky for quite some time. Conditions were never quite right. They didn't produce, and actually she went off feed and died. And when I removed her, of course, from the cage with Slinky, and Slinky was not himself for quite some time. These animals, may have some, feelings towards their cage mate, but he definitely acted differently towards me after I removed the female, even though she was dead. Just one of these strange observations that you make if you get to know these animals on a personal basis. They do know who I am, and they do behave quite differently with me than they do others. Like, for instance, the baby sawscales in the bins over to my left are used to seeing me pull open the bin and offer them food. Well, yesterday one of them started sawscaling at Dan, who I was letting him feed a few. It went all defensive all of a sudden, and these, I've known these babies since they were born, and you know, they've lost pretty much their fear of me. Therefore, they never go defensive. And this guy immediately went defensive when he saw Dan's face and body peering into his hut or his tub, which was highly unusual. Was all butthurt and didn't really want to feed after that. So, did you have enough? Huh? Or are you looking for more? This is Jameson Mamba Cam. Something you don't get to do, we don't do as often as we used to. Mostly because it unnerves Mrs. Viperkeeper and stresses her because I'm in close proximity to a lethal snake. But we'll give it a go here. He seems to be relaxed. That's a curious tongue flick, not a warning posture or tongue flick. Slinky has has in the past had this very bad habit of trying to climb on me. Now, I know lots of people out there free handle, and lots of people say that I free handle and stuff. I really don't. And he has gotten very butthurt when I've sort of shooed him a little bit away, so he wasn't climbing on top of me, because that's well beyond my comfort level. You know, I'm pretty comfortable sitting here on the stool next to him on the table, but actually having him climb on my lap or try to climb on my arms or shoulders is quite uncomfortable for me. I think since he's had a feed, he may be interested in going back on the hook there to his cage. We'll see what he wants to do next. I would personally like him to proceed back to his cage on his own power, so I can continue feeding, because this was not my plan here today. Yes, that is your cage, dude. We don't want you climbing elsewhere. You know, I really can't open your door very well from here. You know, that's a bit of a warning tongue flick. We'll see what we can do. Huh? You're okay. Why don't you skedoodle back into your cage via that opening now, dude, and I can continue on my tasks of the afternoon. Well, go ahead. Yes, no, maybe? And we can see a others in the room actually see another snake out. We can see Bucky there in the foreground, and the male blue slang, I guess we should call him. Hopefully, I was hoping they would breed. I'm not certain that that's going to happen. Down below there, we can see Miss Asper looking up. Hopefully, she had a rat yesterday. That's all she gets this week. Elvis, I know, is behind me somewhere, eyeballing me, wondering how come this snake gets to come out today and he doesn't. So let's see what Slinky actually does here. So we're going to pause, and I'm going to go off and try to feed somebody else. Slinky, why don't you do me a favor? Relax, bud. No, we're all stiff and rigid. Go on back into your cage. Go on. Go on. There you go, buddy. There you go. Go in your hide. That's a good boy. Alright, so that's our encounter with the Slinky.